My family gave my house to my younger sister, so I ended up taking charge of the family business. My name is Iris Swan, I'm 28, and I'll never forget the day my family tried to take everything from me, even though I had already planned for my future. I was always the responsible one, working hard, while my sister Isa, who was 25, lived like a social media star. While she showed off fancy bags and luxurious trips, I spent long hours at the office helping run our family's hotels. Our father, Robert Sutton, built a successful boutique hotel business from nothing, and I had been learning the ropes since I was 16. Remember, Iris, this business demands sacrifices, my father would say when I had to cancel plans to work on contracts. Let Isa enjoy herself. She's young and will grow up eventually, my mother, Margaret, would add, but Isa never matured. At 25, she still lived at home with no real job, except for posting on social media, while I managed 3 of our top hotels, working 12 hours a day. Things changed 6 months ago when I met Liam, our new financial advisor. He was smart and honest and soon discovered something wrong in our company's accounts. One day, he came into my office and closed the door. Iris, he said seriously, I've reviewed the past 5 years of accounts. Did you know your sister spent over $2 million of company money? I was shocked as he placed documents on my desk listing travel costs, expensive clothes, and lavish parties, all billed as marketing expenses. She claims she's the face of our brand, Liam explained. I asked my father about it, and he responded without emotion. I know, Iris, I approved those expenses. $2 million in personal spending, really? He said, you work in your own way, and she works in hers. That conversation changed everything for me. I had worked hard for years hoping to earn Dad's approval, but I realized I never would. Liam became my trusted partner. Over the next few months, we gathered evidence of every irregular expense and loophole. He also helped me see that I had rights. Turns out I was the main owner of the company. Years ago, Dad set it up that way for tax reasons, not expecting I'd ever understand its true power. You need to protect yourself, Liam said. Your family is using the company like their own piggy bank. Then he warned me that Dad was planning to transfer big assets, including my house, to Isa. I was stunned. My house, which I had bought with my own money, or so I thought, since they claimed it was bought with my company's salary, could be taken away with one signature. That night, I couldn't sleep. The house I had fought so hard for, the place I built to escape my toxic family, was at risk, but Liam and I made a plan. On my 28th birthday, our family held a party at our parents' estate with relatives, business partners, and more. During the toast, Isa stood up with a fancy champagne glass. I have a special announcement, she said with a bright smile. Dad has given me the most incredible gift, Iris's house. The room fell silent. Then everyone applauded. Mom beamed with pride, and Dad avoided my gaze. Isn't it great? Isa continued. Since Iris is always at the office, she doesn't really need such a big house. I'll put it to better use. I slowly stood up, my heart pounding, but my mind was clear. You're right, Isa, I am always at the office. I reached into my bag and took out a folder. Since we're making announcements, I have one too. Silence filled the room. Every eye was on me. Isa kept smiling, unaware of what was coming. As CEO and the majority shareholder of our hotel company, I said firmly, I have some major updates. First, from now on, all personal expenses need board approval, not just Dad's or anyone's signature. Isa's smile faded. My father sat up straighter. Second, I have started a full audit of our financial records for the past 5 years. I stared at Isa. This includes all social media marketing expenses. Iris, Dad interrupted, his voice tense. This isn't the time or place. Is it? I shot back. Didn't you just announce on my birthday that you were giving my house to Isa? I looked at everyone, our relatives, business partners, and board members. That house I bought with my own money after years of hard work. Across the room, Liam handed folders to the board members. Inside these folders, I continued, you'll find proof of over $2 million in misused funds. There were documents showing personal expenses, luxury trips, and shopping sprees hidden as marketing costs. Isa turned pale. This is ridiculous, she sputtered. Dad approved all of those expenses. I'm the brand's image. The brand's image, I repeated, pressing a button to show Isa's Instagram posts on a screen. Look, a party in LA, supposed marketing for family hotels, designer bags, and so on. Mom jumped up, angry. Iris, how dare you embarrass your sister like this? I looked her in the eyes. Embarrass her like you tried to embarrass me by taking my house on my birthday? Dad tried to take control. This is a family matter. I ask all non-family members to leave. I'm sorry, but they can't leave, Liam said. This involves possible fraud, and the board has every right to be here. Soon, chaos filled the room. ISA started crying, insisting it was all a misunderstanding. Mom yelled about family loyalty. Dad tried to calm the board members, who were now reading through the documents with growing worry. When things quieted down, I continued, there's more. I pulled out more documents. I have blocked the transfer of my house to ISA. I filed a legal injunction against any property transfers without full board approval. Dad looked angry. You can't do this, he snapped. I can, I said calmly. I'm the majority shareholder. Remember, you set it up that way for tax reasons. Dad grumbled. That was just a technicality. I was supposed to keep control. A tense silence filled the room as board members exchanged looks and took notes. Thank you for clarifying that, Dad, I added. Is there anyone else who wants to admit to misusing company funds? ISA lunged at me, angry, but Liam stepped between us, warning, attacking during a meeting has serious consequences. You're just jealous, ISA spat. Jealous of what? I asked. That you never worked a day in your life. That you wasted millions on parties while I built this company? I let out a short laugh. What exactly are you jealous of? Dad slammed his hand on the table. Iris, if you keep this up, you will destroy this family. I met his gaze steadily. No, Dad, you ruined this family when you said hard work didn't matter. When you treated my efforts as less important than ISA's selfies. Dad stepped closer. We can fix this privately. There's no need for the board to be involved. Oh, now you want privacy after embarrassing me in front of everyone? I raised my voice. Did you think my birthday was the right time to give away my house without asking me? I'm sorry, Dad, but this must be settled now, I declared, turning to the board. I had worked so hard for years, and I was taking back what was mine. Taking a deep breath, I continued, I'm proposing these immediate actions. First, freeze all personal expense accounts until further notice. Second, we will conduct an external audit of every financial transaction. Third, the executive team will be completely restructured to serve the company's best interests. The room was silent. Mom stood up in shock, yelling, You can't just kick us out. I'm not kicking anyone out, I replied calmly. I'm making the company run professionally, the company I helped build, while you all used it as a personal cash source. I looked at the board members. One by one, they raised their hands to support my plan. Dad slumped in his chair, looking defeated. ISA, who had been quiet, suddenly pleaded, Iris, please, we're family. How can you do this? For a moment, I hesitated, but then I said, where was family when I was working weekends while you partied? Where was family when I gave up vacations to save the hotel? Family is nowhere when you decide my house, a home I paid for, is just an asset to be given away. Liam then presented another thick folder. His face was serious as he said, There's more about the personal accounts. At that, Dad's face went pale. He clutched the table. Please stop, he whispered. But I wasn't stopping. Not after everything. I asked, Are we just stopping because now everyone knows the truth? Because the board finally sees that Dad has been using this company as a personal piggy bank? Mom cried. Everything we did was for the family. I shook my head. No, it was for you, because it was easier to give ISA everything than to teach her to be independent. Easier to misuse company money than to earn things honestly, and easier to ignore problems than fix them. The next few days were hard. The audit found even more misuse of money, luxurious trips, shopping sprees, and parties all passed off as business expenses. My parents had been secretly moving company money into personal accounts while I worked tirelessly. The board quickly took action. They unanimously voted for my changes. New financial controls were set so no one, family or not, could misuse funds. A professional leadership team was hired, and ISA lost her title as the face of our brand. Soon after, ISA burst into my office, red with anger, yelling, What am I supposed to do now, Iris? I replied calmly, We have an open entry-level job in marketing, just like everyone else. You could learn the business from the ground up, just like I did. She roared, You're awful. I hate you. I looked at her and said quietly, No, ISA, I'm the only one who truly cares about your future. Over time, my parents accepted the new reality. Dad eventually admitted, I built this company from nothing, but you made it better, something that will last. Mom took longer, but when she saw ISA finally working seriously, something changed. Isa even accepted the entry-level job. At first, she was bitter, but slowly she realized she was good at marketing when she put her mind to it. Now Sutton Hotels is thriving. Isa has found a new purpose beyond just looking good online. My parents have learned to separate family from business, and I still live in the house I fought for. It stands as a symbol of my independence and hard work. I now run the company with true professionalism. There are clear boundaries between family and work. I lead with the dedication I always had, even when no one noticed. Loving your family doesn't mean letting them take advantage of you. Sometimes it means setting firm boundaries and making hard choices, even if they hurt. It wasn't easy, but it was necessary. Liam, who is now my husband, has supported me all the way. He started as our financial advisor and became someone I could truly rely on. The trust and respect we built made all the difference. Liam once told me, "Sometimes you have to shake the family tree so the rotten apples fall off and the strong ones can grow." I didn't fully understand it then, but now I see that letting go of toxic habits and people can open the door to a better life. The business is in a good place, and so am I. I don't regret a thing. What matters is that I'm in control and have built something I'm proud of. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this story, please like the video and subscribe. See you next time.